What a delight to be able to talk to you about inner love talk. You know, the opposite of inner love talk would be inner hate talk. Tomorrow, actually the day after tomorrow, is my 64th birthday. So last night I was thinking about, well, how do I feel about this? Now, this is a great example of the difference between inner love talk and inner hate talk. Because part of me might want to say, but doesn't, well, gee, 64 years, I'm so old, and my health isn't as good as it used to be, and I don't feel as spry and as young, and it's too late to do anything of any significance, so I wonder when my Social Security check will start coming, and I guess it's time to just disappear and give up on life. I sure feel bad about myself. Well, that would be inner negative talk, inner hate talk, really. And inner love talk is not just positive thinking, like, well, I'm 64, but I'll keep trying. I've been a sharp guy all these years, so I'll continue to be alert, and I'll keep giving it my best. Well, that's not inner love talk. That might be positive talk or some coaching talk. But inner love talk means that you're in touch with what love is thinking about you. And that's why it's divine love talk. It's love talk at the highest level. So, for example, it would be me saying this. Wow, look at all the lessons I'm learning. What is love saying to me? Well, actually, I've been thinking a lot about, over the years, I've been thinking a lot about ascension. Do I really want to ascend? And what the heck would that be anyway? And what's preventing me from that? You know, actually, these are the three questions I asked myself last night as I was getting ready to go to bed. Sometimes I get a yellow pad and I think this way. This is love talk. And so I realized that, well, what is ascension anyway? And I was thinking about that, and I really thought, here's what I wrote down. To me, that ascension is living as love. It's being so in touch with divine love that this is what my life is, that I'm experiencing this, that I'm being this, and that really that I'm at one with love. This is really everything Shannon and I teach in this Love Skills course, going back to the very first love skill, which is in our book, Love Skills for Personal and Global Transformation, and the first love skill on this video course is move into love alignment. So, of course, living as love, being one with love, is really what ascension is about. It's not like Star Trek beaming me out to another dimension or something. So I thought, oh, okay, so living as love. What a wonderful way to think that ascension can be present right now. As you're listening to me talk, right this second you're ascending, and so am I. As we tune in to what's moving us forward, you wouldn't be listening to this video if you weren't growing in love. So that's inner love talk at place with you. Oh, I want to listen to this video because I want to go higher with my life. So I asked myself, so what's preventing myself from living as love, my version of ascension, right now? And I realized, well, one is the focus keeps getting knocked out. Other things keep happening in my life. Somebody says something, or there's all these events that I keep forgetting about. Oh yeah, my whole purpose of my life is to live as love, and not to pick up the laundry or to do the to meet some client. But if I am meeting the client or meeting the laundry, it's to let that be me as love expressing itself. I forget that sometimes because there's so many things going on in life, it's just I lose the focus. So I thought that was helpful to me. But see, all that I'm sharing with you is really my, and I'm being very intimate with you, my inner love talk last night was loving myself enough to look at how well I'm doing and what's next for me. Not as what I'm doing wrong, but to just observe. And, you know, I observed, well, my focus gets diverted. Another reason that I'm not living as love all the time is that my ego gets barbed. So you can go down a long road. Why does my ego get barbed? And I should know by this time in my life not to let ego get involved with me. Geez. Well, there's the practice of inner hate talk, inner critic, as opposed to, well, that's so interesting. My ego still gets barbed sometimes, and I'm glad that I see that, because this is love taking me to a higher place of recognition. I can see now that that's one of the things, besides getting my focus knocked off, that's stopping me from what I most want, which is to live as love. So that feels good to me. You see, this is inner love talk. And the last thing I wrote down, why I'm blocked from ascension, from living as love right now, was that my vision sometimes is clouded. You know, you listen to the news and you think the world is going to hell. And because there's so much violence, there's so many people suffering, how can you be happy with that? And your inner love talk becomes critical not only of yourself, but of the world and what's happening to us economically and all the suffering and the injustice in the world. But inner love talk says, oh, I need a more secure and permanent and higher vision of what love is doing, because I can see that love is at work in everyone's life and in civilization. Look how much higher we are today in civilization than we were before. I just read an article in the New York Times about women in Iraq now standing up against abuse in such a environment where men are so dominant and where women haven't been able to do this. There was no one to protect them or no place to go. And it's still terrible. But love is providing the higher consciousness now, so that women are saying, this is enough, I don't deserve to be treated this way, and there are shelters for women. So love, that's just an example, just like the right of women to vote. Civilization is rising, love is coming forward, and I'm claiming in my own thought and appreciating how much progress there is that's being made. We read the negative news, but imagine right now, right this second, how many people like you are contributing love to the world, and how many people are working on peace and higher solutions. That is love unfolding that we don't read about in the newspapers because we're so sensationalized. So that's an example of inner love talk within my life, very current example, as I'm just about to turn 64 and ascend. Do you still see me on the video screen? Apparently you do. I want to encourage you to, in any way that you can, be alert to what you're thinking, and let that thinking be predominantly love speaking to you and as you. This is what you deserve. This is the love you deserve. Don't beat yourself up. Start loving yourself, listening to what love is saying about you. Get used to practicing the kind of love talk that I shared with you. I sure love you, and I sure appreciate your being with Shannon and being with me on this Love Skills course. Hooray for you, and hooray for your inner love talk. Take care.